In the last video, we have shown that the human being is the weakest and poorest of all beings in the universe, since humans have numerous dreams they cannot reach, and fears beyond control which they cannot prevent. Unlike other beings, they constantly feel a deficiency of strength and wealth. But why is it that humans are so weak and poor? How come God created us as the weakest and poorest of all beings? Before we answer this question, let's take a step back and look at the purpose of the human being's creation. The Noble Qur'an states that the human being was created for the purpose of worshiping God. The first essential step to worshiping God is to get to know Him and His names and attributes. For how else can we worship God if we don't know who He is? Our weakness and poverty are two paths which allow us to reach this goal of worshiping God by teaching us about our Creator. For example, when we feel hungry, we desire food. In fact, not only do we desire food, but unlike animals and other beings, we desire a variety of it. By providing for our needs, God allows us to understand the name Ar-Razzaq, the provider. If we did not feel hunger or desire a variety of food, we would not be able to fully understand the name Ar-Razzaq, the provider. Also, unlike other beings, we feel the need to wear clothes. By providing clothes for us, God allows us to understand the name As-Sattar, the one who covers and conceals. If we had natural fur or some other natural clothing like animals and didn't feel the need to cover ourselves, we would not be able to fully comprehend this name. Likewise, without the existence of illness, we would not be able to understand the name Ash-Shafi, the healer, since we wouldn't feel the need to be cured if we never got sick. Finally, our greatest desire since the beginning of human existence is the desire for immortality, through such names as Al-Qadir, the powerful, and Ar-Rahim, the compassionate, among others. God has created the hereafter. These are just a few examples of our weakness and poverty as human beings. Basically, our weakness and poverty teach us who our Creator is, and by knowing our Creator, we can worship Him better, which is the purpose of our creation. But weakness and poverty actually serve other purposes as well. In addition to helping us worship God, our weakness and poverty was actually given to us as a blessing. As counterintuitive as it may sound, our weakness and poverty actually benefit us. How so? For example, when a child feels helpless, they immediately turn to their parents for help, and their helplessness draws the parents' mercy and compassion towards the child. This is a pleasurable experience for the child, since they feel loved and experience the mercy and compassion of their parents. Similarly, but in a much greater magnitude, human beings possess infinite weakness and poverty before God. The more we become aware of our weakness and poverty, the more we feel the mercy and compassion of God, and this is a pleasurable experience for us. We know that we are in safe hands and there is no need to worry about what the future will bring, since He will always do whatever is best for us, and in the end will satisfy the entirety of our desires by inshallah taking us to heaven. The point here is not only to know and accept our weakness and poverty as a fact, but to ponder about them and truly feel them. As humans, it is our poverty which allows us to feel the grace of the merciful God when we're hungry and He gives us food. It is our weakness which enables us to comprehend the true power of God when He rotates the earth so we can rest in the dark. Without weakness and poverty, it would not be possible to observe these names or attributes of our Lord. If hunger, for instance, did not exist, we would not be able to appreciate the food and thus observe the mercy of God. We would not know that God is merciful. It is for this reason that the Qur'an and Hadith continuously instruct humans to use their intelligence for pondering and reflection as a form of worship. We can observe this from the Hadith, تَفَكُّرُ سَاعَةٍ خَيْرٌ مِنْ عِبَادَةِ سَنَةٍ. Pondering for 1 hour is superior to a year of worship. which encourages humans to pay attention to the details of life and to what many others take for granted.